Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Design and Coursework Chat with Mr. Daniel. In the previous video, I talked about design need and opportunity. How do you find them, and why it is a problem to identify problems when you want to identify a design need. So we talk about that. So if you want to find out more, you can go to the previous video. Maybe I put a link below, and then you can listen to that. And in that video, I also talk about changing a mindset. So instead of looking for problems for a potential design solution, you instead look for innovative solutions. Look for opportunities to design something that you can improve or make better in terms of efficiency, speed, and yes, efficiency, speed, and better ways to do things. Okay, let's talk about innovation. What is innovation, and what are the different types of innovative design direction that you can take? So when we talk about identifying a design need, something that we can innovate, what are the things we can innovate? What are the categories? So basically there are two categories of innovation that you can do. That is my opinion. Number one, you can identify projects that is of practical innovation. You can also identify projects that is of luxury innovations. Basically, two broad types. A practical innovation, for example, functionality wise, it must work. In addition to the primary function, what are some secondary functions you can think of? What can you combine to make the product an even better one? In other words, how can you value add a product, an existing product, so that it doesn't only function on its primary function, it also serves as a secondary function. It can also do something else that is meaningful. Now you cannot just simply add any function you want. It will be nonsense, right? Say for example, if you play the violin and you have a music stand, and then where do you keep your music books? Somewhere else in a shelf. So and you look at all the music stands in the music stores, online, everywhere, all you see is a stand. But you know that to play the violin, to practice, you need to go retrieve their books. And you may have many music books, and what you need is only probably one or two. So it would be nice and interesting to think about how you can innovate and modify an existing music stand so that it can also hold just one or two music books of which you are currently practicing on. So that is value adding a music stand. That's practical innovations. Or you can also think about, when I practice for long hours. I love the violin. I want to be the top violinist in the world, for example. So you practice 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day. And 10 hours, I'm sure you surely need to drink, right? You may not go to the toilet, but you want to drink. So you may want to combine a cup holder, a tumbler holder, whatever gadget that can hold water, that you can reach out for it, have a quick sip, put it back, just a little bit like the cyclists, right? When they cycle on the road, those long distance riders, they will need water. They can easily take from the bottle holder, sip, and then put it back. So these are examples of value adding to an existing product. But you must be careful. Be very diligent in your product research, existing product research. You got to make sure and find diligently that indeed on the market you cannot find a product that has these additional features yet. If you can't find any one of them, you win. You have a design opportunity to improve and innovate the existing music stand to make it a better one with meaningful functions, additional value-added functions. But you must also be very careful in a project. How many added functions do you want to propose in a project? I would suggest not more than 2 or 3. Actually, not more than 2. Imagine if you have 10 minutes to design something and you only design one item. You have the full 10 minutes for you to design, think, improve, model, everything you need, 100% focus. Now you add another function. Your 10 minutes will be split 5-5. You only have 5 minutes for one and 5 minutes for the other. So what is your chance of getting 2 items perfectly right versus working on only one item, right? So what happens if you have 3? Then you have 3 minutes each. So the quality of each idea generation and development function depreciates the more additional items you have. So you think about it. Two functions. One primary music stand holding a music book, and one secondary value add to hold water or additional books will be good enough. You already have a design opportunity. Okay, so you can think about practical innovations. What items at home you can find? A broom, a tray, mop, broom holders, etc. There's so many things. There's so many things at home. Practically everything that you can see with your eyes can be improved. It is just a matter of experimentation, thinking a little bit more, trying out. Everything that you see and touch can be improved. But remember from the previous video, if you want to find a problem to solve, good luck to you. Not so easy. Now the second set of innovation, what is that? Is luxury innovation. What do I mean? Now if a design direction is fun, you know, I want to design a fun holder, a creative holder, a cool holder. Now the outcome of this design is not really any value addedness. I give you an example. A car, or you take a taxi, a regular car on the road. How do you open the door? You open the door this way, you close. Very much like the lid on in the cabinet. Open, close, this way. So if you change the color of the door, the materials of the door, you put some diamonds on it, that is not design. It's nothing different. Okay, so please do not do that in a journal. Change the color, change the shape, change the material, put some stickers, and then you call that idea 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it is just one door, and the concept is the hinge. Via the mechanism of a hinge, you open and close. Doesn't matter the size of the door, big, small, tiny, color, with a dent, no dent, put names, no names. One concept. Now what is a luxury innovation? Now if you want to be cool and fun and you have lots of money to spare, then you buy a Lamborghini. You know, how does a sports car's door open? Some of them like this? No, it's not cool enough. Like this, like a wing. Now you know why sports cars so fast? They fly. This particular one that opens the door this way, so low, almost touching the ground, the car, that type flies because because door open this way. Now this is a luxury innovation. It has nothing to do with value adding a function. It is just a door, just different ways of opening a door, and a fun way of opening a door, a different way of opening a door. That's about all. Have you ever watched a video on this machine, you know, with your simple task of, say, boiling water? You have a little ball that goes from one place to the other, drop here and there, open the lever, and then drop again, open another lever, touch another lever, ring a bell, go to the room, come back to the kitchen, you know, gets propelled to the sink, and then pop out on the other side of the pipe, and then after an hour later dropped onto a switch, and then turn on the power for the kettle. Okay, so this is additional. It is very entertaining to look at the ball run around, but what value added function does it have? Nothing. It is just fun to do. Another very elaborate way of turning on the switch for your kettle. Okay, so a project can be that type too, innovative, luxury. There is no particular reason on functionality, but it is a challenge to want to find a very fun way to do things, a fun way to store books. Why must books be on the bookshelf? Why can't book be floating in the thin air? So you go crack your head, how can you make your books float in thin air? Create something. Why do we have to sit on a chair? What if there's no chair? How else can we be in a sitting position but yet no chair? How do you open the door? The door is this way. Can I think of an innovative, very cool mechanism? Have you seen a video with the door that opens and rotates? That type. Oh, I have a phone. I'll talk to you later. Sorry, there was a cut off. I had a phone call. So I was talking about the door. If you can design a door that can open in a very interesting way, cool way, maybe this way, maybe this way, into the ground. These are examples of luxury innovation. These are products which you don't really need, but it is fun and cool to have. You have tons of money, you get them. So there's nothing wrong with a design challenge to do something like that. It is actually quite fun. It forces you to think of something differently, of something different, and the project will be so different from your friends. And I think it will be quite fun to fulfill this design challenge. So as a wrap up, yeah, 2 ways you can innovate a product. 2 directions. Number 1, you can find things or items which you can innovate practical functionalities by adding features, value adding 1 or 2 more features, not more than 2 or 3. The other way is to find interesting ways, alternative ways to do things that you may end up with some cool projects, some cool maybe inventions on how you can do certain things. But bearing in mind, you don't really need them. It's just for fun. Okay. Yep, I think that is about all. If you like the video, like, share and subscribe, and tell me what you want to learn and hear in the future videos. Okay, bye bye.